Good morning. This video is about Who's Your Market. My name is Paul Rossberry. My purpose is to empower you to be all that God has called you to be and to do. I believe that knowledge is power, and wisdom is the correct use of that knowledge. Setting goals and using our knowledge with wisdom brings success. Success is achieving the goal we set out to reach. Over my lifetime, I've produced a number of booklets, books, seminars, transitional systems, policies, procedures, events, sermons, programs to help people individually and corporately in multiple areas of businesses and life issues. I have also partnered with major corporations and started small businesses in the nonprofit and for-profit sectors. Most of this material has not been made public or published for others to use. I have over 50 years of life experience in multiple businesses and industries. I am producing educational material about my life and lessons that I have learned and making them available to you. These will be made available through our websites, www.learnstartbuild.com. That's www.learnstartbuild.com, and through our success clubs and other events. Now let's move on to our seminar for today. Who's your market? It's a very interesting question. Many times we think we have a market and we know what it is or who it is, but the question is, it's not what your market is. It's basically, who is your market? Because you don't sell or provide your product to something, you provide it to someone. And it's someone who makes that decision. So the correct question is who is your market? A product is anything that can be offered to a market that might satisfy a want or need. Well, you see, inanimate objects, a car, needs gas. But the person who's driving that car is the one who determines whether they want or need the gas. So it's important to remember that it's about who your market is, not necessarily what your market is. What is a description of a thing? And it might be your product. So what your product is one thing, but who your market is an entirely different thing. So if we move to that, so now we say, what's your product? We know who the market is, but what your product is determines who your market is. So if you look at it from a physical product, what is your product? Is your product a physical product? Is it something that you can hold in your hands, wear? Is it something that, a tool? Is it physical? Secondly, who's going to use it? Is it a consumer, someone who individually needs it, or is someone in a business need it to accomplish their business? So, for example, if you have tools, and a computer is a tool. It's a tool. It's not something that, it might be a tool to play games on, but it also is a tool that you use to work in your business. Or is it a non-physical product? Is it an activity or a service? Activity is people who want to do something. And of course, the non-physical products may involve physical products, which help them to accomplish that activity. Like a football. You can't play football without a football, a physical ball. You can't play basketball without a physical ball that's used for that. Same thing with lacrosse or anything else that uses some equipment. There is a physical product, but your activity is a non-physical product. You're teaching somebody to do something, or you're actually putting on a game. A service. A service is anything that you don't have a physical product, but you're providing a service, cleaning houses, repairing cars. Information. Information is educational products. And then the last is relational products. Our success clubs are about relational. In other words, building a relationship in the community. Churches are relational products. It's about building people, getting people together. It's building those relationships. And then government or governance, either or, are about managing a business or managing a household or managing just about anything. It's governing, it's overseeing, it's providing those things together. And a lot of times business has a government. We call it administration. And of course, in our 5x5 business acceleration matrix, we teach about those 5 areas. That's marketing. We teach about administration, which is governance. We teach about production. What is production? How do you produce it? Research and development. There isn't a business in existence today that doesn't need research and development. It's not about technical research. It's about knowing what your business is and finding out all the parts of it. That's research. And then developing that into a product and making it into production. And then, of course, service and support. What's your follow-up? When you actually do these things, and how do you solve problems after you produce the product? That's what a product is. So those are 5 areas of the business, the 5x5 business acceleration. It's marketing, administration, production, research and development, and service and support. Now, the next thing is who is your market, is who's your customer. It's an individual, it's a person. And you need to look at and say, okay, who is the person who's going to buy this? Who's going to make that decision? Where is that customer? Is that a customer only coming to a home? Are they only in the neighborhood? Do they live within a city, a geographic area? How will you reach them? These are simple questions that you need to ask about your market. How are you going to get the information out? What's your message? And then what's the value? All of these 5 questions are important on discovering who your market is. And of course, these are all part of the 5x5 business acceleration matrix that we provide. Now, so this is just 5 more questions that you have to ask about who is your market. And of course, the next part is about who is your customer. What does your customer look like? Who needs what you have to offer? You need to know who your customer is in order to determine who's that market. What are their demographics? Location, male, female, age group, interest group. What do they spend their time on? It's very key. If somebody doesn't spend any time in any area that you have a product to serve in, like, for example, they like to play sports or they like to go to the movies. Those are things they spend their time on. And then, of course, the other thing is, what do they spend their money on? And if they spend their money on food or groceries or their house, well, if they spend all their money on their home and their residence, then you need to have a product or a service that helps them with their home or their residence. But if they spend all their time and money on their business, then your product needs to fit that part of their lifestyle. So it's important for you to understand what their lifestyle is, what they spend their time and their money on. And of course, then the next is where's your customer? Are they in the local community? Are they in the neighborhood? Do they go to shopping a lot? Where they are is another key, because that's going to be about the next question after we get done, is that not only where they are, but you have to look at demographically where they are in the community. Are they attending churches? Are they working in business? Are they on the river? Do they do a lot of boating? What do they do, and where do they do it? Do they do it regionally? Do they do it within the city? Are they confined to that geographic area, or the county or the state? Are they national? Do they work nationally? And of course, where do they hang out? Where do they shop? Where do they live? Etc. There's 100 different questions you can ask. But the key questions is where are they? Where is your customer? And of course, now how do you reach them? Do you have to reach them one-on-one? In other words, do you have to get face to face with them to make that presentation? How do you get their attention? There's techniques in marketing that is, like elevator speech. Well, you run across somebody, how many elevator speeches do you give in a day? How many times do you present in a very short, concise way what you do and what you offer? Can it be just 10 or 15 words? And sometimes that one-on-one might take more than words. It might be your presence. Now remember, people don't just buy products. One of the keys to this, and you'll learn this a little bit later, is that people don't just buy products. What they're doing is they're buying from you because it's you that they trust. It's you. So you are your product in reality. You may create something, but you're still the product. And in small groups, how do you reach them in small groups of people? It might be, in a club or a show or, different areas where you actually what you have. They might be at a location, they might be at the mall or theaters or wherever people gather. What's the media you will use? Is it print media? Is it broadcast media? Do they listen to the radio? Do they watch television? A lot of people watch television. And so you might have to reach them through that media. The internet. How do they reach people through the internet? That's called information marketing or internet marketing. And internet marketing is a unique area. And of course, Learn, Start, Build has products and resources available so that you can learn about these different medias, what they do and how they work. That's what it's really all about. And then what will you say? How do you make your presentation? What's your pitch? And when you have a pitch or a presentation, you have to be about what you're going to say. This video is about what you're going to say, and then what's your message? Does what you have fill their need or want? Well, if you're watching this, you have a need or want to discover what's your market. Who's your market? You need to know who your market is. And of course, these questions, if you sit down individually and ask yourself these questions, then you will be able to discover tons of information. I can't answer the questions for you because you're the one who has the product. You're the one that is the product, and you're the one who has to make these presentations. And of course, if you're intimidated by that, you need to build your confidence. You have something to offer, and somebody needs what you have to offer. That's the key. That's the way things are accomplished and done. How will you say it? Some people put it in a resume or a presentation. A resume is nothing more than a piece of advertisement. But also an advertisement is nothing more than a resume. And it's intended to get people's attention so that they listen or have a desire for your product or service. So how you say it is going to be very important. What's your compelling statement? In other words, why do I need you? I'm looking for something to solve my need or want. And if you can't meet my need, I'm not interested. I need something or I want something. And I need somebody to help satisfy that. So the last question, or the other part, is what's your value? What is your value? What is so good about what you have to offer? What's so good about it? That's a phrase that Bob Surfcosta used in the Home Shopping Network. I went to a seminar with him one time. What is so good about that? And when you ask that question, you start coming up with a description of what your product is. And then the next question is how will it save time, money, or energy? And of course, what is the results? What are the results that they're looking for? And people need to know what that result is. Finally, the last question is what's next? You can go to www.learnstartbuild.com and discover what's next. What do you need next? What is it that you are looking for? What are you looking to accomplish? Go to www.learnstartbuild.com and you can learn about what you need next. And of course, our success clubs, which these videos are presented in, can help you build those relationships and help you discover what you need next and keep you accountable and moving forward into your future. Thank you for watching this, and may God bless you.